best and brightest local high school teams compete in a tournament of knowledge for a trip to Europe on this year's hottest game show, Bay Area Quiz Kids. Brought to you by AT&T, Oracle, the San Mateo Credit Union, Samtrans, and Fisher Investments. And now, the best host on the West Coast, Brad Friedman.
Thank you very much. Welcome to Quiz Kids. Two terrific teams as usual. Today, the team that is going to grease the wheels with their intelligence, the De La Salle Spartans. And the team they're taking on, well, they're great. The Terra Tigers. Enough already. Let's begin with the collaboration round. Aaron, gentlemen, welcome. In this first round, you'll be playing as a team. I will ask you a series of questions, each worth 10 points. Your team will have a few seconds to collaborate, and then I will ask your captain, Kevin or Adam, to give me the answer you think is correct. Give me the correct answer, you score the points, but if not, the other team gets to collaborate and possibly steal those points away. We'll keep asking questions till the buzzer goes, and that means the round is over. Good luck to both teams. De La Salle, you get the first question. In World War II, the Germans used them as a defensive barrier, which the Allies called the Gothic Line. Which mountain range that contains the country of San Marino and the peak Corno Grande is an extension of the Alps and forms the backbone of Italy?
Peaks of Europe.
No, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. You can steal, Tigers.
Apennines. The Apennines?
That's great! Here's your first question. Both he and his wife were descended from a Dutchman named Klaas Martez, who arrived in New Amsterdam in the 1640s. Which unsuccessful running mate of James Cox in 1920 rebounded in 1932 by defeating Herbert Hoover to win the first of 4 presidential terms?
Franklin Roosevelt?
FDR is right. Okay, spooky question. The real-life person by this name was a colonel in the U.S. Army during the War of 1812 who is buried in Staten Island, New York. What school teacher is scared by a Hessian horseman who is actually Brom Bones in disguise in Washington Irving's The Legend of Sleepy Hollow?
Ichabod Crane.
Ichabod Crane is right. Erin, the Isle of Skye, the Orkneys, the Hebrides, and the Shetlands are islands in which part of the United Kingdom whose most populous city is Glasgow?
Scotland.
Correct. 10 points. He followed the tenets of Francis Bacon but would not admit it. A part-time alchemist, he was instrumental in obtaining the repeal of a 1689 statute of Henry IV against multiplying gold and silver. Which author of The Skeptical Chemist showed that at constant temperature, the pressure of a gas is inversely related to its volume?
Charles.
No, that's incorrect. You can steal.
Boyle?
That's right, Robert Boyle. You knew that, didn't you? When the Rayleigh number passes a critical value, heat transfer in a fluid system primarily happens this way. What method of heat transfer with free and forced varieties occurs in the atmosphere and relies on currents within a fluid that move warmer matter?
I have no idea.
I didn't enjoy reading the question either, but you can steal.
Convection.
That is right for 10 points. It is the third in a series of 3 decrees issued by Ptolemy III, Ptolemy IV, and Ptolemy V, to whom its authorship is attributed. Pierre-François Bouchard discovered what collection of Demotic, Greek, and hieroglyphic inscriptions on a large slab of basalt in Egypt?
Rosetta Stone.
That is correct for 10 points. He was an inmate at Lark Hill Resettlement Camp, where he was a victim of horrific experiments conducted by Dr. Delia Surridge. Nearly all residents died horribly except for him, the resident of Room 5. Who is this fictional anarchist and vigilante, the main character in a comic book by Alan Moore and David Lloyd, and portrayed by Hugo Weaving in a 2006 movie?
Fox?
No, I'm sorry. Great movie.
V.
V. That signals the end of the round. Let's look at the score. We are tied 40-40. We'll come back and find out if the Tigers are going to issue a vendetta against the Spartans. Don't go away. Welcome back. Some of you want to see our show but don't want to leave your pets behind. As you can see, we even let people with their pet cats come into our studio to watch our game. Thank you, Terra Nova. Make sure you clean up after it. De La Salle, where's the Spartan?
He couldn't be here.
Couldn't be here.
Nope.
I'm sorry. Is there really a Spartan that runs around?
There is.
I bet there is. Yep. Kevin Berlin, senior.
Yep.
Theater person.
I am.
And they've just cast the big musical.
Yep, we're doing Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Very exciting. Did you get a good part?
Yes, I'm Simeon, one of the brothers who has his own solo in a song called These Canaan Days.
Yes, he gets to be a franchement. Yeah, good for you. When does that go up?
That begins on the 22nd and 23rd of February. And we also have 2 other shows on the 3rd and 4th of March.
Wonderful. Well, break a leg. Have a great time.
Thank you.
Andy Newton, you're a senior, and you do something after a big pleasure for me is a film club.
Yeah, that's right.
And you guys celebrate films. You watch them and talk about it.
We try to show films that people would be eager to go see, but they haven't really necessarily heard of before. And
so opening their eyes to some great old films. Exactly. What are you showing next?
Well, since December's sort of a short month, we're just showing North by Northwest.
And it's worthy of a month of its own. Yeah. Great film. Watch out for flying planes. Good for you. Thomas Reynolds, you are part of the concert band.
Yes.
And you're planning a trip for the end of the year?
Yes, in June, the De La Salle Concert Band will be going to LA, and we'll be featuring in the Walt Disney Concert Hall in LA, the big swooshy titanium.
That new one, that's very exciting. Know anything you're gonna play?
No, that's totally up to our conductor.
Practice, practice, practice.
Yeah.
Good luck to you with there. Let's give a big hand to your coach, Lou Ascatino. Terra Nova Tigers, did I tell you that your Tiger called 650-637-1936 in order to get that ticket? I don't remember. If I said it and repeating it twice, it's good information to know. Adam Davis, you are also involved in theater. 2 actors as captains. I think that's absolutely appropriate as a drama teacher. You are involved in a murder mystery that's going to open soon at Terra Nova. What's that called?
It's called Murders in the Air.
Does that mean you're in a plane or on the radio station?
HEIR, actually.
Oh, as in we are inheriting all your money, so let's kill you. Good.
Yeah, basically.
And who do you play?
I'm the detective. I get to find the murderer and shoot him with a blank gun.
That's very exciting. Yes. Very exciting. Well, good luck to you. Break a leg. Erin Rigler, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm fine. You're a senior. You already know that if your dreams come true, you will be involved in architecture.
Yeah.
In some way, but what you really want to design are
airports.
Airports.
I'm really fascinated by them. I like designing everything about them.
I think we're all fascinated by airports and how they got to be the way they are.
Definitely. Definitely got to work out the terminals, boarding passes, everything.
So we could get from one place to another very quickly and safely.
Submitted some plans to SFO, but they haven't really taken me up yet. So hope that works out.
I think we'll all write letters for you. Good luck. Clayton Koo. Clayton, you're a busy senior, but you have time to be part of the South Asian Club.
Yeah.
And what do they do?
We watch Bollywood movies, we play cricket, and we eat Indian and Pakistani food.
How exciting.
Yeah.
So you sit around, you watch, they're long films, some of them, right? And a lot of musical numbers, and you're sitting there eating good food and talking about things. Very nice. Well, enjoy that. Your coach, an old friend of ours, is celebrating her birthday today, so we give a happy birthday, Alyssa Jenkins. 23. Again. And speaking of 23, multiply that by a few numbers, and you've got our mighty judge, Frank Saboti. I'm just kidding, Frank. Only your wisdom is old. We will be back to play more Quiz Kids after these messages. Let's play the lightning round. You guys, we need smooth response. Just keep going, you know? All right. We're going to play with the buzzers, right, Aaron? Yes. Just like at an airport. 10-point questions. First person to buzz in gets to answer for their team. If you give me the wrong answer, you will allow the other team to collaborate and possibly steal the points. But if you give me the right answer, you score 10 points. If you buzz in before I complete the question, answer with the information you've heard. If you do not give me the right answer, I will complete the question for the other team. It is a tie game, which is how we like it at this point. So good luck to both teams. Here's your first question. A tame version of his story is memorialized with a replica of his cave at Disneyland. Which villain frames Muff Potter for the murder of Dr. Robinson, but leaps from a courtroom window when he's fingered for the crime by Tom Sawyer? Mark Twain, people. Injun Joe. Piso's conspiracy tried to overthrow which emperor whose reign began in AD 54 and featured a great conflagration during which he supposedly fiddled? Thomas?
Nero?
Correct. The primary platform of the National Party's 1948 campaign was what policy that segregated South Africa?
Apartheid?
That's right, Adam. The highest state capital in the United States is what city? Yes, Clayton?
Denver.
Nope. Nearly 7,000 feet, whose name means holy faith, and that is located north of Albuquerque.
Santa Fe.
That is right. Edward IV and Richard III were the first and last monarchs of which royal house that wore white roses during its wars with the House of Lancaster? Thomas.
York.
Yeah, you got it. Besides carbon and hydrogen, what is the only other element that must appear in ethers, aldehydes, ketones? Yes, Adam.
Oxygen.
Correct. His portrait of Dr. Gachet is among several of his works painted at Auvers-sur-Oise, the final resting place of him and his brother Theo. What man completed 150 paintings during his year in an asylum at Saint-Rémy, including Wheatfield with Cypresses and Starry Night? Kevin.
Van Gogh.
Right. His acting career, gentlemen, listen carefully. His acting career began with an appearance on One Life to Live, but gained more attention with roles in the movies 54 and Cruel Intentions.
Ryan Philippe.
That is right, Aaron. When the Nazis killed one of his cousins because he had Down syndrome, it furthered his belief that despite his membership in the Hitler Youth, Nazism and the Catholic faith could not coexist. In 2005, which Bavarian and former... Yes, Andy.
Ratzinger?
Nope. Damn. Which Bavarian and former prefect of the Congregation of the Doctrine of Faith was elected to replace Pope Jean-Paul... Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. I did not see that part. Yes, Joseph Alois Ratzinger. Sometimes we call him Pope Benedict, but never mind.
We're old school like that.
Yeah. We're old school. Oh, that's right. Oh, you guys know stuff like that.
Yeah.
Good for you.
We try.
Yeah. A city in the north. I think at first name basis, I didn't know. A city in the North Rhine-Westphalia region of Germany and the piggy bank from the movie Toy Story. What last name is shared by Ohio State gymnast Paul, who won a Yes, Kevin.
Hom.
That's right. Or Pope Hom. No, I'm sorry. I don't mean it. A Finnic word meaning treeless plain names what biome found at extreme altitudes and latitudes? Yes, Thomas.
Tundra?
Correct. Mark Quinn's sculpture of Alison Lapper pregnant currently fills the fourth plinth of what London square that commemorates an 1805 naval victory? Thomas.
Trafalgar Square.
That is correct. The logarithm of 8 divided by the logarithm of 2 is what integer, also equal to the common logarithm of, yes, Adam?
3.
Correct. The speaker thinks of saying elves to an apple grower who carries stones while saying, good fences make good neighbors, in which Robert Frost poem? Thomas.
Mending the Wall?
Yes. Mending wall. Our judge says accept that. Accepted Ratzinger or Hertzinger. The earliest radios transmitted information by varying what characteristic of a wave that measured, yes, Adam?
Amplitude?
Correct. Isabella Baumfree was the birth name of what abolitionist, suffragist, and former slave who delivered an 1851 speech asking, "Ain't I a woman?" Andy.
Harriet Tubman?
Nope. Now you know.
Sojourner Truth?
That is correct. This god of all gods lives in the ocean of milk and wields a mace or sometimes a chakra. Narasimha, Rama, and Krishna are avatars of which preserver god of the Hindu? Yes, Aaron.
Rama?
Nope.
Vishnu?
That is correct. That's the end of the round. Let's look at the score. 100 over here, 140 for De La Salle. We will be right back with the final round. Don't go away. It's time for the extreme lightning round. Now that was good cheering. Excellent. All right. Point values are doubled. Play stays the same. 140 to 100. Close game. Good luck, both teams. First question. The treasury in the city of Petra, in this country, was featured as the resting site of the... Yes, Thomas.
The Holy Grail?
No, I'm sorry. Was featured as the resting site of the Holy Grail in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Which Arab nation with Roman ruins at Jerash and a port at Aqaba is named for the river that forms its western border and capital, Amman?
Jordan?
Yeah, that's right. Through most of the Middle Ages, scholarship of philosophy fell away from him in favor of Aristotle, except in the Byzantine Empire.
Plato?
That is correct, Aaron. He argued for a reappraisal of Heart of Darkness, rejecting its hallowed position because of how it dehumanizes African peoples. What novelist, who is paralyzed from the waist down, described colonialism in Nigeria in works like...
Kipling?
No, I'm sorry. In works like No Longer at Ease and Things Fall Apart.
Chinua Achebe?
That is correct. This element is finding its way into jewelry as its hardness...
Platinum.
No, I'm sorry. As its hardness makes it ideal for rings that never scratch and need no polishing. Which transition metal found in scheelite and wolframite is used to make light bulb filaments and has atomic symbol W?
Tungsten?
Correct. The German Luther, the Greek Septuagint, the Latin Vulgate, and the English King James are all translations about time.
Of the Bible?
Yes. Of course. According to Stevenson's letters, the ideas for this character were inspired by his friend William Henley, and later admitted this after the publication of Treasure Island. Who is this fictional pirate who is also known for the nicknames Barbecue and the Sea Cook, and who has... Yes, Thomas?
Long John Silver?
That is right. Sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide are the main culprits of what atmospheric phenomenon? Adam?
Oh, smog?
Nope. That can damage ecosystems by virtue of its low pH.
Acid rain?
Correct. On July 4th, 1863, John C. Pemberton surrendered to Ulysses S. Grant what besieged Confederate... Yes, Adam.
Vicksburg.
Correct. After Joe Girardi was fired as manager at the end of this past season, Fredy Gonzalez was quickly hired to replace him. Which National League... Yes, Adam.
The Marlins?
That's correct. This song and the place it tells about share their name with a suburb of Rio de Janeiro famous for its 4-kilometer beach. In what song will you hear of a New York nightclub located at 34th Street and 11th Avenue, and the tragic story of Tony, the barman, and Lola, a showgirl? By Barry Manilow. Yeah, Kevin.
Copacabana?
Yeah. The Gulf of Oman, Gulf of Aden, Bay of Bengal, Mozambique Channel, and Arabian Sea are all arms of what ocean? Adam.
Indian.
Correct. Their name was borrowed from James Joyce's Finnegan's Wake, where seabirds would give 3 of them, akin to 3 cheers. What particles that exhibit confinement are studied in quantum chromodynamics and are found in groups of 3 in protons and neutrons? Kevin.
Up quarks?
The judge is saying no.
Bosons?
Just quarks. In June 2006, the Colombian town of Aracataca declined to I'm going to kill the writer. Declined to honor what native son Nobel? Yes, Kevin.
Gabriel Garcia Marquez.
That is right. We have a minute left. He began the 2006 season winning the Amgen Tour of California. And yes. Clayton? No? Amgen Tour of California in Paris-Nice, but was still picked to finish behind Basso and Ulrich in the year's biggest race. In July 2006, it was announced that which Phonak Hearing Systems rider had failed an anti-doping test after winning the Tour de France?
Floyd Landis.
That's it. The diameter of a hydrogen atom is roughly equal to what unit of length? Named for a Swedish scientist, Thomas.
Angstrom?
Correct. This national bird of Bhutan has scientific name Corvus corax. Which animal perches itself? Yes, Thomas.
The raven?
That's right. In an episode of The Simpsons, he moves across the street and asks if Homer would watch football and eat nachos with Clayton.
Gerald Ford.
Correct. Part of the name of the original French settlement here was Pontchartrain, but it is about 1,000 miles north of New Orleans. In which city, once led by Dennis Archer, was Freeman Hendricks defeated in a November 2005 mayoral race by Kwame Kilpatrick in Michigan? We're looking for the city, Detroit. Shaquille O'Neal averaged 20 points per game in 2006, but which former Golden Eagle of Marquette and Miami Heat teammate averaged? Yes, Clayton.
Wade.
That is right. That's the end of the game. Let's look at the score. 240 to 340. De La Salle's on its way. You played excellently, Terra Nova. Have a great year. We'll see you guys in a couple of months at the next round. You stay with us. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
The following underwriters helped to make this program possible: AT&T, Oracle, the San Mateo Credit Union, Samtrans, and Fisher Investments. Tournament champions will win an all-expense paid trip to Europe, courtesy of ACIS. Additional support provided by these Bay Area newspapers: the Burlingame Scottish Rite of Freemasonry, the Knights Templar, and National Academic Quiz Tournaments.